If anything, this log wants to roll that way, so I don't think it's gonna roll back on me. Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and I'm on my way out to Paul's house to cut down some trees. Well, at least I think I am. I didn't actually ask him what we were gonna do, but I saw on his YouTube video that he'd hurt his foot and was having a hard time getting around. I sent him a message, asked him if he needed some help this week. He said, come on over. But hopefully I'm able to help him out and we have a good day. I'll see you out there. So we are not cutting down trees, at least not right now. Paul's hired someone to cut down all the trees you see behind me, and he wanted them cut into 8 and 10 foot lengths. They marked them where they needed cut, but they didn't actually cut them. So what I'm gonna start out with this morning is cutting these to length so he can get them loaded up and hauled over to the mill. Very first cut, I put the chain in the dirt. Got to sharpen it already. The biggest struggle for me is knowing what Paul does on an everyday basis with big logs that are setting on the ground. Are they cutting 90% of the way through, leaving it, and then he comes over and rolls it and they cut that last 10%? Or is the sawman finding a way to cut all the way through? Because I don't know how to cut all the way through without putting my saw in the dirt.
Oh, I got a story. I figured you'd need one.
Yeah.
That squawk box on that thing, mate, really makes it a lot louder than mine.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you was wondering if you got your chain sharp, I could tell it was sharp because you was blowing chips all over me while I was sitting in the loader.
Yeah, I noticed on that one, I said, man, probably a good sawman would have pointed these shavings out a different way. It's a tradition around here. Paul gives us a story, so.
Yeah, I got one. I'll tell you a story and then I got to go. That's my line. There was a guy named Jack walked into a sports bar about here before 10 o'clock, sat down next to a blonde lady, and they started running the 10 o'clock news, and there was a clip come on about a guy who was standing on the ledge on a building fixing to jump. Jack looks at the lady and said, I bet you $30 he jumps. And the lady says, I don't think he'll do it. So she pulls out $30, and as she's setting it on the bar, the guy jumps to his death, you know. And Jack says, well, I just don't really feel right taking your money. She says, no, that's fair. I bet you fair and square. He said, but I watched the 6 o'clock news, and the same story was on the 6 o'clock news, and he jumped on the 6 o'clock news. And she says, I watched it too, but I didn't think he'd do it again. Yeah. There goes half your viewership.
Ba-dum-bump. Oh, it's always a good time out here. This little log here is just firewood, but Paul uses a skid steer mount firewood processor, and that's a little bit too long, so I just took the end off. This one's got a big hole in the end. I'll see how they marked it, but it doesn't look like it's gonna make a saw log to me. All right, we got the first load done. I felt so slow and awkward and in the way. I'm used to just taking my time on my own property. But Paul is going to go deliver this load of logs to the mill, get them unloaded, and he said he'll actually probably be gone for a couple hours. He's got a couple things to do, see what I can get cut by then. First, he said to look at this pile, see how many 8-foot long firewood logs we can get. Nothing in here is big enough for the mill, but there should be some stuff here that's good for firewood. Then I've got a big tree over here, and then 1,000 more if I just keep going. He's like, work at your own pace, do what you can do. And that's good news, because I couldn't be fast if I tried. I feel like I can probably make the last cut on this log and it'll just sit there, but I'm not certain, so I'm gonna put a couple of these rounds up against it to hold it in place. Well, I got my bar pinched, and believe it or not, this is the first time I've ever taken a chainsaw off of a bar because the bar was pinched. Now, I generally take my time and try to be thoughtful so I don't get it pinched, but it still happens. But I've got a cheat code at home that skid loader will move whatever log I'm working on. So if I was at home right now, I'd just nudge this log and the saw would pop out. There is a skid loader here, but I have never ran it. I don't own it. And he's been having trouble with the battery. I think he's been having to jump start it every time. So that's why I've decided to go ahead and take the chain off and the bar off. See if I can get a wedge right in here. If anything, this log wants to roll that way, so I don't think it's going to roll back on me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be down here like this. Looks like it's actually going to continue rolling. I was worried I'd tweaked the chain hard enough that it was going to bind and have to fight with it to get it to run, but looks like it's going to be all right. So if you're watching this and you're actually good at this stuff, let me know how I should have done this. But there are two cuts here that are suspended. What I think I'm gonna do is cut the top, cut down the back, put wedges in the top, then cut up through the bottom. And do both cuts at the same time. Hey, one of them actually went according to plan. That was a good clean cut. I just saw Paul pull up and I think this skid loader needs jump started, so I'm gonna go do that. He's just getting some firewood out of this pile. I don't know exactly what he keeps and how he sets it up. That Halverson will do like 5 to 10 inch diameter logs, like 8 feet long. I've been trying to help him pull logs out of here for half a day, and what I've learned is I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to stay out of the way and help him if I can. While I was cutting this brush pile into firewood logs, my camera battery died. And I went to the truck where I normally keep extra batteries and realized I didn't have any extra batteries. So I didn't get to finish the end of the day or my normal end of the video. But I appreciate you taking time to watch. I'll put links on the screen to more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.